Hi everyone, my name is James and welcome to My Gaming Weekly. So the thing I want to talk about first today is the most recent Nintendo Direct, which was a partner showcase slash indie direct, which I think is the first time they've done it as a double, so it was an interesting take there. I think it was more just a case of there's going to be so much to actually highlight in the main presentation later on this month that they had to just squeeze the two of them in now to get them out of the way. There wasn't too much that really inspired me to go out and spend my money in this showcase, to be honest. I think the only thing that really stood out was the Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. It'll be out later this month on eShop, but also be released in physical format, I think in November. So that'll be one to look forward to. But other than that, there wasn't really much that really, excited me or inspired me or wanted me to go out and spend money. So another piece of news that came out recently is the fact that the PS5 is getting a price increase in Japan. So the PS5 is rumored to be going up in price by around $90, which is probably about 100 quid. I don't really know. This is a bit of a surprise, to be honest. Given the fact that components are getting cheaper, prices for electronics should be going down. They're putting their prices up, which is again strange, but that may be to accommodate the new PS5 Pro that's coming out soon, allegedly. So I don't know why they put this price up, but hey ho, so far it's only in Japan, nothing for the UK or US as of yet. So fingers crossed they won't follow suit. Not that it bothers me because I'm only up to PS3 in the PlayStations and I only started collecting them last year. So another couple of years I'll be able to get on the cheap anyway. In terms of other price increases, there's also been an increase in Game Pass as well this month. That's gone up 25%. This is due to them buying out Activision Blizzard, and so if you want to play the Call of Duty games on Xbox Game Pass, you're going to have to pay more. Okay, so what have I been playing recently? Well, for the last week or so, I've been finishing off The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. One of the things I want to do before I turn 40 at the end of the year is to play as many of, if not all, of the Zelda games that have been released so far. It doesn't help that they're releasing a new one later this month, which I'm now going to have to add to the list, but hey ho. So this is my first time playing Majora's Mask. I was playing it on Nintendo Switch Online N64. For those of you that don't have it, it's basically an online subscription service like Game Pass, where you get to play loads of retro games on the old Nintendo consoles. So I was playing it on the NSO service, and it was perfectly fine for me, to be honest. It wasn't as good as Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time, you cannot beat it. First 3D Zelda game. This used the same engine. It was basically a sequel to Ocarina. It was just the time system in there for me, having to go back in time, constantly moving forward in time, only having a 3-day cycle to complete the game. That was just too annoying, which I'm sure is better on the 3DS version because you've got the dual screen, so it's easier to do the menus. But on the N64 version, having to press start, cycle through the menus to check what song I have to play, to then use Ocarina to change the time, it was too much for me. I still enjoyed it, don't get me wrong. It wasn't as difficult as Ocarina. End boss took me, 2 attempts, where normally I'm sitting there for weeks on end crying my eyes out because I'm just so bad at these games. But it was still enjoyable overall. It's a Zelda game after all. It was a nice different change of pace, I suppose. Collecting masks, using them for the different abilities. I wouldn't say it was the greatest of games. I wouldn't say it's even the darkest of games either. A lot of people say it's like the darkest game. That's probably for me Twilight Princess. That's a little bit darker. So I'm currently playing through the child timeline. So having just done Ocarina into Majora's Mask, the next one I'm going to be playing in that series is Twilight Princess. I do have it for the Nintendo Wii. However, I want to get the HD version for the Wii U because that's meant to be a better version. So let's see if we can get a copy of that somewhere. The only problem with that is that CEX charge nearly 60 quid for it. And because of that, eBay is also expensive. Vinted, you can't get it on there. So it looks like I'm going to have to shell out 60 quid for a game that's 10 years old. Not ideal, but it is what it is if I want to play the game in HD. But of course, saying that, I'm going to go and buy it in HD this weekend probably. And then next week, Nintendo will have another Direct and they'll announce Wind Waker and Twilight Princess for Switch. And I would have just wasted my money.
We roam the still, cold world. No horizon in sight. The rulers of old, stripped of pride and glory. It feels as yesterday we were turning the wheels of progress. Until the frost stopped it all. Suddenly, without a warning.
So another game that I'm playing at the moment as well on the PC, on Xbox Game Pass for PC, is a game called Frostpunk. So this is like a sim style game, like apocalyptic style. So the world has been taken over by snowstorms and frost with minus 30, 40 degree Celsius in temperature, and you're a bunch of survivors, and you find this generator to generate heat, and you have to try and build a town to survive through the great frost. So the story of this should take about 48 in-game days. I cannot get past day 40. I get to day 40 when the frost comes, and doesn't matter how much prep I have done, there's always something that I've missed, and so I keep getting banished and kicked out of my town and having to start the whole level again. So if anyone has any tips for me on how to beat this game, please do leave them in the comments below, because I'm really getting fed up of it now. I want to get this version completed before Frostpunk 2 comes out later this month, which I think is the 20th of September, which is also going to be on Game Pass. So I want to get this one done before that one comes out, because I don't want to be stuck with the two of them to play. But saying that, it is an enjoyable game. It is highly addictive. Because I haven't beaten it, I keep going back day after day after day trying to beat it. I guess I should stop playing it at full speed. I should maybe probably slow it down and consider a few more of the actions that I'm taking. You have to make decisions based on some of the needs that the other townies need, like, oh, we need medical care, oh, we need food, blah blah blah, and you have to make decisions whether or not they're popular or not will help determine how long you last as the town leader. There are certain points in the game that you cannot avoid, like finding out that, you know, other civilizations have depleted, and the big frost coming, and, you know, refugees turning up, things like that. There are certain parts of the game that you cannot avoid, so you have to be prepared for when those bits do arrive. I am determined to get this game finished. I swear to God, doesn't matter how many times now that I've played it, I'm going to get it done, and I'm going to get it done in the next 2 weeks, hopefully. So one of the things I want to look at during my series that I'm doing here is some of the games that I've been picking up from around the places that I go, CEX, charity shops, places like that. And two games that I've recently picked up are for the PC, actually. One of them is the Age of Empires collection. I got this at the car boot sale for 50p, so I was very happy with that. My partner Chris, he loves the Age of Empires games as well, so he'll be looking forward to playing them. And yes, I do have a DVD drive on my laptop, so I'll still be able to play them. But 50p, can't complain. It's got Age of Empires, Rise of Rome, Age of Empires 2, and Conqueror's expansion pack. So basically 4 games for 50p. Not going to say no to that. One of the other recent pickups I've just had was from eBay, and this is the Total War collection as well. As we can see, Rome, Total War, Medieval 2, Empire, and Napoleon. Again, these are games I've always wanted to play but never got around to doing, so I think that was about £3-4 on eBay, which I posted on my Instagram recently as part of my Sega Saturday series that I'm doing. Check us out over on Instagram as well. You can see the address on the screen right now for that. So do please share in the comment section below your thoughts on Frostpunk, on how to beat it. If you have beaten it, please help me out. I'm really, really struggling. What are your thoughts on Majora's Mask? I know I'm late to the game on this one, but hey ho. That's what these subscription services are for you to revisit old games that you haven't played before. But I'm going to cut it short right there for this week. I've got to get back to work. My lunch break is over, so thank you very much for tuning in. If you have enjoyed listening to me ramble about video games, then please give this video a big thumbs up and like. And please make sure that you hit that subscribe button to really help boost my numbers, to help YouTube push out my content to other viewers. And to make sure you don't miss out on next week's video, don't forget to hit the notification bell as well. That's it from me this week. Thank you for tuning in and coming into my world for a few short minutes, and I will see you next time.
F9 Gaming UK, where the fun never fades. From old school consoles to the games of today. Join us on this ride, so pixels and screen. Our passion for gaming, always supreme.